Kenya's President William Ruto is mockingly referred to as Zakayo, Swahili for the biblical figure Zacchaeus, who is portrayed in the Christian holy book as a greedy tax collector who climbed a tree to see Jesus. This is because Mr. Ruto has introduced a draft of new taxes and raised old ones since he was elected president in August 2022, making him unpopular with many Kenyans who believe he has betrayed his campaign pledge to champion the interest of hustlers. Mr. Ruto has acknowledged that the taxes are painful, but in an Independence Day speech on December 12, he said the sacrifices the nation was making will make their freedom fighters proud. For him, higher taxation is necessary to reduce government borrowing and bring down the national debt, which has soared to 10 trillion shillings. Some 44 million people have the chance on Wednesday to pick the next president of the Democratic Republic of Congo from a field of 19 candidates. On the face of it, the numbers suggest a thriving democracy, but insecurity in parts of the country coupled with logistical challenges tell another story. The success of the election could go some way towards enhancing stability in the country and ensure that the metal is extracted in a safe way that benefits the Congolese people. President Felix Tshisekedi is asking the electorate to give him a second term. Among those who are contesting with him were wealthy mining magnate Moise Katumbi and former oil executive Martin Fayulu, who believes that he won the last election in 2018, the result of which was questioned by several international observers. Now, a court in Dusseldorf has sentenced a 27-year-old Syrian Islamist to life imprisonment for murder and attempted murder in Germany on Tuesday. The court said in a statement that the defendant, named only as Mandi, who admitted his crimes, was a supporter of the Islamic State group. The court added he was still determined to kill those he sees as infidels. Mandi, who arrived in Germany as a refugee during the 2015 influx, attacked a man at random in Duisburg on April 9, stabbing him at least 28 times in the abdomen, head and neck with a kitchen knife. Less than 2 weeks later, Mandi stormed a gym in Duisburg where he attacked 3 men in the locker room and shower area with the same knife, leaving them with life-threatening wounds in their upper bodies. The court classed the crimes as particularly grievous and ordered Mandi held in preventive detention beyond the 15 years usually served in Germany under a life sentence. You're on to Global News from Adaba 88.9 FM Akure, transmitting from Ilaramokin. After the break, Thailand government gives parliament permission to debate legalizing same-sex unions. Please join us again.
This is the news. The news on Adaba 88.9 FM.
Welcome back. The news continues. For news updates and live streaming, visit our website www.adaba889.fm. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/AdabaFM 88.9 on Facebook, at Adaba 889FM on Instagram, and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. You can reach us on email via newsroom@adaba889.fm. Colorado Supreme Court has ruled that Donald Trump cannot run for president next year in the state, citing a constitutional insurrection clause. The court ruled 4-3 that Mr. Trump was not an eligible candidate because he had engaged in an insurrection over the U.S. Capitol riot nearly 3 years ago. It does not stop Mr. Trump running in other states, and his campaign says it will appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. The ruling only mentions the state's primary election on March 5, when Republican voters will choose their preferred candidate for president, but it could affect the general election in Colorado next November. The Israeli army says it has demolished the family home of a Palestinian man accused of killing 2 Israelis at a car wash in the occupied West Bank. Police arrested Osama Bani Fadil in November after a month-long hunt, accusing him of killing Sheikh Silas Negreka and Aviad Niru in the Palestinian town of Huwara in August. The 2 Israeli men were gunned down when they were at a car wash in an attack that rocked the territory at the time. In the meantime, Thailand's cabinet on Tuesday gave the go-ahead for Parliament to debate legalizing same-sex unions, moving the kingdom a step closer to equalizing marriage rights. Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin said the changes will strengthen family structures. Parliament is expected to debate the measures on Thursday. The legislation has several more hurdles to clear before it becomes law. If the Parliament legalizes the measure, Thailand will be the first country in Southeast Asia to recognize same-sex marriage. And now to sport. Arsenal have been handed a boost after a Brentford director admitted that Ivan Toney could be on the move very shortly. The future of the £100 million rated England striker has been hotly contested since the summer transfer window, despite his 8-month ban from football for breaching FA betting rules. That ban is set to come to an end next month, and Brentford's technical director Lee Dykes has admitted that he's expecting lots of interest for the 27-year-old. And now to end global news, a recap of our top stories. We told you in the news that President Tinubu has said he is at the forefront of changing Nigeria for the better as he reflected on his administration's 6 months in office. We also informed you that voters in DR Congo are deciding on their next set of leaders as they have the chance to pick the next president from a field of 19 candidates and as well as parliamentarians holding today Wednesday. Thailand's cabinet on Tuesday gave the go-ahead for parliament to debate legalizing same-sex unions, moving the kingdom a step closer to equalizing marriage rights. That's Global News as edited by Adeyemi Lawal. I'm Titi Lokpe Adegolu. Thank you for listening.